Okay, we're coming to the end of these wonderful tutorials, and hopefully you're getting a lot out of them. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Let's see if we can't make, I maybe come back in our frame a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we have our nice timeline. Everything's all tweaked. We've got our edges all done up like we want. I'm going to show you just a couple of more little fine-tuning things, and then we're going to, including adding audio, and then we're going to export the movie out. Let's take a look back here at the Precision Editor. If you recall that if you just double-click here, you get this beautiful Precision Editor. We've already done that. But let's go to the next one, and the next one is what I'm interested in. It's got a transition. Great. Well, if you have a transition like this, you could actually lengthen or shorten the transition right here in this Precision Editor, and that's really handy. Let's play through that.
Fútbol, voleibol, basquetbol, lo que sea. Entonces sí.
I've just finished. You know, that was pretty quick, but that's a shorter way to do it all than just double clicking this and then doing all this, changing the duration and that, so on and so forth. So that's a way to fine-tune the transition if you have one in between there. So at the end, and of course I didn't add a title at the end, but you can do that. You remember how to do that. We wanted to add our audio, and again this is the final audio, and remember we don't have anything in the beginning. So let's take this is 24 seconds. This came from our folder that we have on our dedicated hard drive that we carry with us, and it's gonna and by the way, as you know, you're going to be storing your iMovie projects and events on your hard drive, so it can follow you. The only thing you need a computer for is to run the program iMovie. So here we go. We have the version is 15 seconds. Well, actually it says 24 seconds of Amazing Grace. Now let's go back to the beginning. A quick way to do that is just hit your home key. Go in here and hit home. And shoot. It's not doing it. I don't know why. I think we're loaded down here. But anyway. Or you can use this down here and put your timeline here. Okay. So there we're kind of near the beginning. So I'm going to just drag this 24 seconds and not going to let it go here because that'll do the background. It's associated with just this clip. And look, it's long, so it's going to drop down there. And let's shorten it. Actually, probably you want to shorten it at the beginning. Keep that in because the end is, it has a natural conclusion to it. I'm going to drag this over. Remember the little dots, and that fades it in. It's way too loud. And here's a good time to point out audio levels. You can see that this has little yellow peaks on it. That means it's really loud. We know it's loud. Audio is always loud when you bring it up. And just turn that way down. I never did point out this over here. These are our audio levels. They should be just once in a while turning yellow. And that's how you adjust your clips. So let's go ahead and play through this. And let's see how this beginning sounds. Okay, it's stuttering now because we're really loading it down, and my computer is pretty beefy, so this gives you an idea of what was going to happen. We really should have, by now, we probably should have deleted these extra timelines on here because it's really going to start slowing you down. It's quite intensive on your computer power, your processors. And you can put these little audio pieces in and remember to associate them with a clip. That's just so it won't take up the whole background. If you have, presumably, you will have like little intro titles in between there. And this is a way you just phase it in and out. And again, it's way too loud. While I play through here, I want you to take a look at these levels over here while I'm playing through here. And let's see, I can get it to play. Here I am in my studio. Okay.
Okay,
So-
¿Cómo reaccionó usted al espacio nuevo aquí?
So it's a little low. Again, this is also something you're going to do at the end, and that's tweak your audio levels. To do that, you must have this your audio waveforms revealed in that way, and you can turn them up like so. And you can also do selection by just clicking down here and dragging and selecting up and down like so if there's a low part.
Y el
And
hecho de
playing that
que
through. And this is something you're going to do at the end. Audio tweaking at the end.
Si necesitaba comprar algo, habían varias tiendas donde podía comprar.
Don't go by your headphones. This should be a little bit, it should just barely, once in a while, you'll see the yellow. It'll display in your audio levels. If you see red, that is way too loud. Okay. So let's just say I've got everything tweaked in here on my audio. You can see how it's, we've got all these layers, and you're going to have a lot of, every clip that you're going to have is going to have a title in there. And that's because you've got the subtitling.
El hecho de que no
to
tengo un patio donde jugar, donde puedo.
Okay. Actually, there's two more things I want to show you. And one of them, you may have noticed about these stills. Did you notice that they have a little bit of animation on there? And that is because it is automatically, iMovie defaults to animation on those stills, but you don't have to have that. So here's how you would tweak this. There's two ways. You can click the little this little crop icon there, double click that. And what you're really seeing here is what's called a Ken Burns effect. Now, if you know who Ken Burns is, you are a student, a film student, because the Ken Burns effect came straight out of the Civil War series, which was a monumental opus of around 18 videos. And basically, he took still photo, there was no video during the Civil War, and he animated those, and that forever labeled animated stills as Ken Burns effect. So if you see here, we have a start and a stop, and what we want to get. And this is not, this clip is just, well, I'm going to see. Let me hit that, it's done. This is what I want. And yeah, I don't know why it is not portraying this. It's probably because I've just got too much going on there. Let's try another one here. Here we go, this one. Okay, I didn't know why it's doing that, but okay, again with the little clip. And so if you don't want a Ken Burns effect, basically what you're going to be doing is dragging the end and the start pretty much to be the same size. It's having a hard time here. It's oh, I don't know, see here. Here we go. And I want to get the start and stop times. So basically, I'm just trying to get the start and stop times pretty much the same size, and that will end any sort of animation. Here we go. So now there won't be any animation. It did crop it a bit, but that's okay. And I'm going to hit done here. And so now when I play this through, not going to see any animation. Here I am, just kind of static. Okay, and let's do this again, but this time we're going to actually put some animation on there. So here I am, I'm going to drag that. And for some reason I can't get to the center one, which is really strange. There we go, okay. So this is a real drastic one. I did this on purpose. We're going to see a real drastic thing. And so watch this. This is how we just did a manual Ken Burns effect. Here I am in my studio. You see how it's zooming in, and you can adjust that. And while we're about it, let me show you how to do crops on the. Here's just the video, okay? So done there. Let's crop this video, and you can do the same thing. Suppose you want to reframe that. You don't like the framing, or maybe you want to just make it tighter. And this you can move around. So if I hit done at this point, what it did was here's the original, and see it zoomed in, it just tightened in, and you can reframe your shot that way. I'm trying to play through here, but it's having a hard time. There we go. Yep, now we're starting to see. Okay. Oops. And that can happen. Oops. Okay. So let's reopen that and see what happens. Let's see if it saved anything that we did. This is a good practical test here. See if it saved any of that stuff. Yeah, it did. So there's a good example of dynamically saving. Just having a hard time. I think it's because I'm capturing at the same time. Okay, and there's one last thing that you would be wise to do, and let's take a look at that now. I'm going to scrunch up iMovie here so we can see what I'm talking about. If you recall over here, this little triangle button, and it shows you your comments and your titles and all. This is a really good way to check and see if you've got your titles right. Oh, take a look here. Look, I forgot this one. It's just there. And once we export, you know, if we can't go back and fix that, we'll have to fix it and then re-export. So I'm going to click that, and I can actually edit it here if I want to. And I can just put something, you know, like hi. And, you know, well, we're just having fun here. Yeah. And click done. And so now if we check our thing over there. Okay, so it looks like everything is right here. Now you're going to have a whole bunch of these when you in your final, because you're going to be having a lot of subtitling. Now I'm going to cover subtitling in a lot more depth in a later version of this, or a later session. But I just wanted to kind of get you through all this major stuff first. So this is a really good way to check your titles. And of course, these are your comments, and these will not show up in any kind of way when you export. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. Oh, and by the way, while we're here, this little button here, I'll just hold it over there. It says chapter markers. You're not gonna be working with chapter markers in any way, shape, or form. So this button is not going to be of any use to you. So that's one of the final things you can do before you export, and I think it's a really good check available for you. Okay, so we've got everything all tweaked here. We did some animation there and some cropping. So here we go. To export this, it's really simple. We go up here to Share, and this couldn't be easier. Export movie. Now name it. Let's call this Draft. John's. And tell it where you need to put it. And here you can go expand that a bit just by this little button right there. So we're going to put this in Richmond, and we'll put it in Media, and let's make a new folder. We'll call this Draft. Here we go, and we're going to put it in there. But now let's see what we want to do here. A draft, I really wouldn't go for the large, you know, when you're showing this in for critiques. A medium will do, and let's export that out. Now it is exporting this out in real time, and I think I'll do a little cut here. Okay, let's take a look at Richmond here and see what happened. Media, and in our drafts folder, there it is. I'm going to press the space bar so I don't have to open it. There we go. One movie. Remember, started out with the still.
Vivía mi hermana, pero mi hermana ya se casó, entonces ya tiene su
And there we
tiene su
go.
esposo, su hijo, pero vivimos muy cerca.
SF.
Y diría que mi mamá interactuar tanto con
Is everything we've done here?
completamente. El barrio siempre estaba.
I have just finished installing everything on it. And it took me all day, but it was okay. And that was the end. And there we go, our first movie in the can. Well, if you stuck with me this long, I hope you will go one more, and that is the advanced and extra things that I have that will make your production a lot more punchy. So thanks for sticking with me so long, and I hope that I didn't confuse you too much. And I hope to see you in the final chapter.